Welcome back,
It's good to be back.
Mr. Chairman. It's good to finally see you again.
I don't know what to say. We see each other almost every day.
What a season! What an off season! What a year! It's been a year now since you've joined the club, and it's time to reflect. Let's take it step by step. Let's start with last season. So I had a question for you during this off season, and I want to ask it here in front of the camera. And it was how optimistic I was during this off season, and how well we seem to be doing. And I think everyone knows what I'm talking about when they see this. The core of the team looks great. You know, they're gelling well together. They play so well together. It's like they know each other for years. You know, we have most of our issues in the past look like they've been solved on the pitch. I mean, off the pitch as well. We've been doing a great job off the pitch, but let's keep it there. My question was.
But with off the pitch, we also, and on the pitch with that, we have our new sponsor, right? Colorworks.
The Colorworks, yes.
Colorworks. That's what they specialize in.
Yes.
And when we choose our partners, our sponsors, we choose them with care. So we align in many things, in our vision, in our values, and when we met them and they showed their enthusiasm with what they can do with Salisbury, the team, the management team building, you know, cohesion, chemistry. You just reminded me, this is off script.
Right. We'll get to that. This is going to be the part when we speak about the off season and, you know, all the sponsors coming in and why we chose them and who they are. But definitely worth, you know, touching on the Colorworks, great company. Andy has been, you know, just so easy to work with, very helpful, has showed how much he's interested in helping the team on the pitch as well. Not just you know, as a sponsor on the shirt and that's it. But let's get back to the question I had that I asked you, and I said, everything I'm feeling right now, all this optimism I'm feeling towards the team and how we'll be performing in the season to my expectations, was it the same last season? And you answered, yes. You were just as optimistic last season as you are this season, and that was a case of, that was a bit concerning to me. Am I being delusional with all this optimism? And I'd like to now that you've seen, I'm sure that the supporters of the club can give us a way bigger, you know, breadth of experience in terms of every off season, but you know the inside. So we want to hear your perspective of seeing last season's off season being, you know, optimistic then, and this season's off season being optimistic now. And what do you see? What are the differences here? Why should we still be optimistic? Knowing that is the question.
By the time they see this, they'll have seen the first game of the season.
Right.
I think, right?
Maybe not.
Maybe on Friday.
Maybe not. Yeah.
But
we'll try to get this out before.
The reason is, preseason is usually not a good litmus test for how you do in the season. I've seen this many times with United, other teams I follow in other sports like the Utah Jazz in basketball. When we used to play the friendlies before the college university season started, it's the same thing. You know, it's really not a good gauge. You're not the manager is testing tactics. He's testing players, how they play together. If they, let's say, a striker, does he work well alone, or he can't? He needs someone else up front to help support him and elevate some of the focus of the defenders on him. The speed of the match, the fitness of the players. The rotation, you know, sometimes you have rolling subs, which is not something you have in real games, obviously. It's good to see that the players we have now fit the system we want to play at or play with.
Did they not fit the system last year?
Last year was a very tough off season. So with the non-league, I have no experience with before last season, absolutely none. So I didn't know what to expect. I was shocked by the quality of football, honestly. It's much higher than I ever expected. You know, when you hear the sixth tier of English football, you'd be like, you know what? It's how good can they be? They're at the sixth tier. But I was shocked by the quality and the resumes of the players that would play and are playing at our at the Conference South or the National League South. It's mind blowing. You know, they're on par with teams that are possibly in the top divisions of many other countries. So I didn't really know what to expect. The system, getting the budget in a bit late, put the management team, Brian, Callum, Theo, in a very tight situation. It's not like they were picking the players from a large pool from the beginning. It's like, you know what are the best players we have left now that the money is in and the budget is set? Who do we have? Okay, we have this. All right, I think this will work if we do this. You know, it wasn't really tailored to a system.
Right.
We got the system to tailor to the players. And it was a broad spectrum of abilities and players that we got in. This offseason was totally different. The vision, when I had a sit down or several with the management team of how we wanted to play and what is the Salisbury way of football. And I think with the recruitment and the players we got this offseason, the fans will understand how that is. You know, it's a different style of football. We try to play it a bit, but now we are really built for that as well as possible. You know, at the end of the day, we were recruiting for a part-time outfit. We were recruiting for a city that's in the southwest, and it's, you know, you don't the London players would prefer to stay in and around that instead of commuting for an hour and a half or 2 hours, and also so it's getting people in that general region to buy in. Although we did get a Scottish Jordan, so he's not Scottish, he's English, but he did play in the Scottish league.
I was wondering, hold on, am I missing someone? Did I forget someone?
Yeah.
Scottish.
Yeah.
Might as well call him Canadian, no?
Eh? So yeah, he was he looks like a quality player.
Mm.
He looks like a quality player. Absolutely. I'm really enjoying the recruitment that was happening, you know, and you see the players, Gallagher, for example, see the energy and the dedication, leaves it all on the pitch, you know.
Yeah, Russ, if you're talking about leaving it on the pitch, how can you forget Russ?
Russ is a leader, you know. He's the guy that really equates to wins indirectly. He's a good player, but that's not his greatest strength. He's a great communicator. He's a great leader. He's a great person to be around, you know. In practices, I remember when they were doing the yo-yos and the players would start to drop out. And then he was cheering them on like it was, like they were his own kids, you know. Come on, guys, let's do that. Let's go. He just joined us, you know. Let's do this. Come. And then the last guy standing was... it's
got to be Dabry.
No, it wasn't Dabry. Dabry fell out. It was what?
Bartolo?
But yes, Jayden Bartolo was the last guy standing, and he was saying, "Come on, Jayden, let's go. This is what's going to win us that game. Do it. One more. Let's do. This will win us a game." And I was absolutely taken aback by how someone. You know, he's not really as old as we are, and we understand how important being encouraging and positive is to the team.
Super mature, yeah.
Speaking, he was super mature. He's not that old, you know, but he is absolutely a great person to have. When you have that general in the pitch that echoes what the manager conveys and wants done, and he is guiding people right and left. That is, you cannot buy that.
Right.
You cannot buy that. That's worth more than its weight in gold. So Russ, if you're watching, you're worth more than what you weigh in gold. But don't tell Dutsy. I don't offer him that though. These are the two. We got obviously Jaden.
Right.
Really serious, really physical. When he starts running, he means business.
Yeah.
Really encouraging also. Young lad, but a lot of potential. Who else do we have? Kane Bradbury, yes. We hope to see the best out of him. He's also very young. And that's the theme. Right. Young players, hungry, high energy. Yeah. It's something we really, really want to build on. Honestly, I can go on with everyone. So Will, our keeper.
Oh yeah,
he's big. He hopefully he'll help us with the claims, and it's a very important stat.
Losing Busussy was a big loss, and it was felt in the community. But everyone understood. He's obviously getting a good contract that we can't compete with from a full-time outfit. I would assume Epsley, and it was devastating until we heard about Will, and then it was like, okay, we can work with that.
Yeah,
it's a lot of people think it's an upgrade. I'll leave that to the management. I'm sure they have their own thoughts about it.
With Busussy, let me speak about this. It's maybe these tidbits that our fans enjoy listening to. It's things that happen behind the scenes. So I get a phone call from Busussy, and I like to think I'm pretty close to everyone in and around the club. I speak to them, I chat, I DM, WhatsApp, whatever it is, and he called me up, and he said, "Ali, listen, I want to thank you for everything you've done. This is the hardest decision I've ever had to make. I love Salisbury. I love the fans. They love me. And honestly, it took me a good couple of weeks to decide to leave Salisbury. But it's like my last stab at full-time football. And we are transitioning to a hybrid system, hopefully very soon.
But at the time, he didn't know.
But we didn't want to make any promise.
Yes, we didn't know. Yes.
We didn't know. It's not done yet, but we are transitioning to that.
Okay.
So
is it guaranteed now, though?
No. There's nothing guaranteed yet. But it is something that we have to transition to if we are to stay competitive in this level and the ones above.
So then we'll talk about this when the continue.
We'll leave that for another because nothing has been done yet.
Okay.
Officially.
Okay. So he calls you. He says this has been is that it?
No, it was the fans have welcomed me. You have been wonderful. It shows that I care about the football club. Attending every practice and try to be there as much as I can. Speaking to the players. Those little things. Because honestly, I really do care about the boys. It's.
Can I say this then? Since we were speaking about last season, then can I say, I don't know if you've ever said this, but this is important to say. There was a player that left last season, during the season, that a lot of people online had not so many nice things to say about. Particularly many bad things to say. They felt betrayed. They felt it was bad for the club. But surprisingly, I found out from you that he was extremely gentle and left in a very good manner. And this was Matty Taylor. Really good relationship at the end of the day, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's a professional, and the way he left his club and left us was very gracious. And I still have relations with him. I message him. He messages me.
Right.
I congratulate him if he does something good, and he keeps tabs on things, and he wishes nothing but the best for this.
The way he left was, I don't want to say suspicious, but like strange to say the least. He was benched all of a sudden. He didn't score for a while, then he got benched, and then he's no longer on the bench. and then it gets announced he's leaving. It's like something big happened, but in fact, it was as classy as it could be. Right? It was just football. At the end of the day, it wasn't working.
It is. It happens.
Could it be that? To be clear, I'm not part of the football team, so I'm not sure. I'm just asking this. But could it be that a person of Matty's stature, let's say, did not want to stay on the bench for long, as a starting on the bench?
That can be said of every single player, right?
But it's different when you have such a such a huge resume as a younger footballer starting out. You might be not happy, but you might accept being on the bench. And once you get a shot, for example, Nathan Odekirio in Worthing, he was on the bench. When he got his shots, he made it clear how good he was, and you guys swept in and picked him up, and look at him now. So it's normal for a young up and comer but for someone like Matty Taylor with such a pedigree to sit on the bench, it might not be acceptable to him, regardless of the situation, if he fits in this kind of football or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Was this the case, or do you?
I really can't speak about that. It's good to hear what you have to say, but allow me not to comment.
Okay.
But what I can say is generic. Obviously, Matty is of high pedigree and high quality, and he is slowly, but he still does have some football left in him. He is approaching the twilight of his career, and he got a really good opportunity at Oxford, right?
Right.
I think he plays with an Oxford team, and he's a youth director for another Oxford team.
Right.
So yeah, you can be on the bench and not enjoy it, and as you said, as a quality as a player as he is, and with his resume, but he's a classy guy.
Yeah.
He left and we're so and we just keep tabs on him. I enjoy the boys. I really do. These guys are really, really good guys. If they left or they're still there, there's hardly any bad feelings.
I'm very impressed. A lot of the people I work with, off the pitch, suppliers and things like that, in this industry were previously footballers in the non-league or similar, and I'm very impressed with the work ethic that you see from them, because I've never worked with ex-athletes or anything like that in any other work that I've done previously to joining the club. But now that I'm working in football, a lot of the people in football are footballers or previous footballers, and it's just the work ethic, the follow-up, it's just so many good habits they have. I'm guessing it comes from football, from the practice, the perseverance, the consistency, all that. It builds some real good character for life later on after football.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting that you say that, because I think it's something that not everyone has. You see this in a lot of the footballers, not with just Salisbury, any and every other team. You have lazy players and you have go-getters. So the go-getters are the ones that practice like it's their last practice, and they play like absolutely. They want no ounce of energy left in their body. They understand that, for example, I have 1 million energy points in my body, like a video game, and by the time the final whistle is there, I want 0 left. I don't even want to walk. I just want to drop down, and I know I can recoup this later on with food, with the rest, with recovery sessions, and be back to 100% or close to it for the next match. But then you have players that think that what they do is bigger than the team, and a lot of wins and positive actions are reliant on teamwork and collaborative. Pressing, for example. If you think you're only useful when you have the ball, then you're pretty useless, because that's not where the majority of the game is, right?
Right.
If I press Barak, the striker, let's say the defender, and you're pressing with me, and you know where to stand to cut off the passing lanes, and you know, to so that we force him back, if you will, or force him into making a bad decision, then we make a chance. And these, as Klopp says, the counter press is the best chance creator in football, because you get high quality chances. You're not building from the back, you're actually intercepting in the half where they're not set defensively. So if I do that and you're pressing with me, we know what to do. It's much better, and there's a higher chance it'll succeed than if you just sit off. I did this on purpose, because I'm not going to sit off. You're probably going to sit off.
I'm going to start on the bench, behind the bench, under the bench, and never even look at the pitch.
Yeah, so for the two strikers, and we're pressing, wonderful. It'll be much easier to control. Then we have the wingers or the midfielders, everyone doing their part. It's very hard for the defender to act. Now, if I'm pressing alone, and I'm just sprinting just to close them down, the defender is not going to worry. You know, he has passing to the right back, to the left back, to the under, to the dropping six, to the wingers. He has.
So it's wasted energy.
He can even, you know, just maybe even dribble past you. Since you're sprinting, it's easy just to kick the ball to the right and, you know, have you be past. So if you think that your value is just in when you get the ball, you can create chances, you can score, you can dribble, you've missed the point of teamwork, of being a team. You know, I'm tired because I've been sprinting, trying to cover up and do what I'm supposed to do. And if I look around and no one's doing the same thing, and no one's following the manager's directions, then, you know, we're like, you know what? Let's just fall back. Let's do a mid-block or whatever it is, and there's no reason to do it. Because either we do it collectively or not. And if you're Messi, for example, you're not gonna press. You know, that's not.
You're
his
Messi.
game. But you're Messi, and you have been recruited on this,
Right.
So they know that he does not press. He conserves his energy for attacking actions, where he adds immense value. All right. If you think you are Messi and you don't need to do what the others are doing, then you probably shouldn't be in step 2, 3, maybe even 4. You should play, Sunday league football where you can enjoy having the ball at your feet. At this level, serious level, and levels above, obviously, it's full on. Off the ball is just as important as on the ball.
It's a team game.
Fitness is just as important as technique. You need to be strong. You need to be fit. You need to have the proper mentality. Have total focus and no reluctance. There was a study passed by me that shows the importance of being reluctant in attacking or defensive actions. It actually makes a huge difference. The last game, we were watching this. Nathan had a chance. He could have taken it first, like a first shot, but then he said, "You know what? I prefer." He was right on the 8-yard box, maybe, or he was maybe 8-10 yards out, maybe 12 yards, and it was a pass. It was dropping, so he could have taken it first chance. But it was maybe a hard one coming up. So he decided to control it. And even after controlling it, he wanted to set up. The defender just came and took the ball. It was a chance. He felt at that time that it was best to do that. Obviously, at the spring of the moment, it's very hard to do it. But it was that reluctance of should I not? At the end of the day, a shot, there's a chance of it going in. But if you waste that, get the defenders back, then at the end of the day, you lose that chance. You know, you waste, you'll miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Right.
So that was a case that was clear to. Obviously, he scored a hat trick. Or else, if he didn't score a goal that game, I wouldn't have mentioned him. I didn't want to single him out, and I'm not singling him out. It's just that to illustrate that reluctance, and just sometimes you just take it. You might bobble it, and it'll just roll into the goal, right?
Right.
You never know what happens.
Yeah.
But
so I have a question on last season. So at the start of the season, it was a bit bumpy until it got not so bumpy and just downhill, just a free fall of 11 or 12 games of not a single win. Most of them were losses, and it got to a bubbling point. And a decision needed to be made. You made the decision, and then similarly, and this is not my question because we spoke about this earlier, but now I want to compare. Similarly, we had the same situation happen with recruitment this offseason, where all the teams around us were picking up players and we were just quiet. And while other teams are working on these signings and everything, our management team was over in Kuwait doing God knows what, and wasting time there where we could have been, focused on recruitment and finding the good players. And that caused quite some concern with our supporters online, at least, and the ones I spoke to. But then, in both situations, things got better. And I want to ask, are those situations similar? In the first situation, you had problems that you needed to fix. We never spoke about the second one with no recruitment and instead doing events overseas. Was this also a problem that needed to be solved once the management team was back, or was it completely different? Let's just talk about both of them, actually.
So let's start off with the first one.
Yeah.
So what would the question there be?
So the question is, how can you take a decision to, let's say, it's a silly question, but continue with Dutz as a manager when you see that kind of performance, and you see who was it? Was it Chippenham or Bath that went through, or was it? It might have been who was it? Was it Bath that went through three managers? Or it might have been the other one.
No, Eastbourne, I think.
Eastbourne, right? Yeah,
it was Eastbourne.
Yeah. That went through so many managers. They all went through managers. So what makes you? And you were at the time we were in a worse situation than them, right? You stuck with Dutz, and it worked, right? We survived with a few games to spare too. Wasn't it? It wasn't the last game that it was maybe 2-3 games in a bit before the end of the season that we knew we were staying up. So just now in retrospect, how do you see that situation? And then can you compare this one with the recruitment to it?
Okay, so sticking with Dutz is a statement from myself that I'm not going to be fickle. I'm not going to be quick on the trigger. We started off badly, but I do believe that he has the ability to continue. There were reasons why. I believe mostly because of the late income of the budget, but I was very close with the footballing team. You see me here on the phone hours and nearly daily updates, speak to them continuously, Brian and Cal, and I see how much work they put into it, and I see how hard it is, and maybe an eye-opening experience was that how hard it is to get players, quality players that would help our cause and fight for the badge, that are willing to, number one, accept a part-time outfit, and number two, to be in and around our area, so it's really, really hard. And if there is someone who there's a slight chance of us getting, resources would be supplied and helped in order to acquire that. Nathan, people might think we got him like, oh, look, here he is. Brian actually had his eye out on him for a few months before we got him. And credit to him, he wanted to fight through and get time at Worthing and all that. But honestly, Dutz and Cal, they have an eye for talent. They really do. Some of the limitations they have is part-time and our geographical area, which isn't a downfall. It just happens to be there. Just like other teams would have issues getting Summy, for example, or Will, or Gallagher, or Russie. It's just that they need to be in that area. So for me, it was, if I believe in you, I'll stick by you, and that's what I wanted to convey to the current players last season, and to the future players,
right,
that I won't just throw him under the bus.
That's the thing. Could it have been your personal relationship with Dutz? Everyone knows you're friends with Dutz and Cal, and you have a good relationship with them. Could that be a reason why you would give them such a big chance?
I have a good relationship with almost everyone. Almost. My relationship with them is not something that's honestly out of the ordinary. It's because of the amount of time I spent with them on the phone and in the office and the meetings. And when things went sour, we spent maybe 12 or 14 hours in that office looking at video after video and the issues that needed to be rectified. So we get food, we eat.
No one's worried about your relationship with them. They're worried that the relationship could cause you to make bad decisions.
I worry more about my money than I do about the relationship I have with someone else.
Okay.
So that's really something that I've outgrown maybe 12 years ago.
Okay.
And I never mix those two. You can be my friend, and but I can ask you to leave, like with you, Barak, right? It'll easily happen. It's not something that'll all right, thank you, your role's done. I still love you. See you for dinner tomorrow night. Oh, yeah, sure.
Yes.
It's bigger than that. There's the responsibility that is on my shoulders to make this team self-sustainable. I've said this the first day I was there at the club, at the fan forum, and I'll say this again. Everything that we're doing now at the club, with the players, with the coaching staff, with the employing the positions we have, with Matt Hale, with the youth, with all the other things that will come out to news the next few weeks, is for the sustainability of the club. This is what I care about. I want this club to be sustainable, to be the best football club that this city and the areas around it can support. If we get thousands of people, 2, 3, 4, 5,000, lovely. That's more into the playing budget. If we get bigger sponsors if we get sponsors that are willing to pay more money, I don't care where they're based. They can be based in Timbuktu or in Salisbury or in Wales or in Scotland or in Kuwait. It doesn't really matter to me. If they add value, they help the club's exposure, which will help get us more eyeballs, more sponsorship deals, and more opportunities. And if it creates honestly, if it gets more money into the club's coffers, then it's a no-brainer. Honestly, I don't care where it comes from, right?
Right.
It'll help the club grow, and it'll help the club reach sustainability, which I am adamant on. And just keeping someone on because he's my friend is something I scoff at, honestly. And Brian knows this, Cal knows this, Dave knows this, every single guy at the club knows this. I like to think I'm polite and I'm easy to get along with, but if a decision needed to be made, as has been seen quite a few times at the club, people will be asked to leave.
Yes. And back to the actual question, which was comparing that situation with the recruitment situation.
In the off-season? This off-season?
This why did we leave recruitment till the end and spend all that time in Kuwait doing this, trials that we did?
How about we leave this till the next episode?
Oh, what a cliffhanger. All right. We'll speak about this next week in 5 minutes. All right. Thank you for answering these tough questions. I know I'm throwing him softballs here, but I work for a guy. See you next week.